Is an immense port, 1,400 acres, designed to meet every need an oil company might have. What do you call this area?
We're in Port Fourchon, Louisiana.
And this is the Walmart of the
oil and gas industry. Yes, it is.
We will suspend action on 33 deepwater exploratory wells currently being drilled in the Gulf of Mexico.
Chison is eager to criticize President Obama's 6-month moratorium on new deepwater drilling in the Gulf. 17 oil companies, including BP, Shell, and Chevron, are affected, and every one of their rigs is serviced by this port, from welders to caterers to those who taxi rig workers out to the platforms. If the moratorium lasts more than 6 months, what do you fear happening?
What we fear happening is losing 50% of the business that we have in Port Fourchon.
So you think the oil companies will just pick up their rigs and move someplace else?
Right.
Like to Brazil's Santos Basin, where deepwater oil has been discovered, and off the South African coast, also said to be rich in oil. At least one oil company that does business in the Gulf, Anadarko Oil, told me Port Fourchon's worry is premature. But the company did say this in a news release: "We are evaluating opportunities to reallocate some of the 2010 capital from the Gulf to other areas of our global portfolio."
It's a crisis and it needs to be readdressed.
The Louisiana Oil and Gas Association is now posting videos of oil industry workers and family members on its website to exert pressure on President Obama to lift the moratorium.
If the moratorium stays in place, we will all suffer.
Our economy will go to hell in a handbasket.
Louisiana's governor has joined in too, sending a letter to the president urging the federal government to move quickly to ensure that all deepwater drilling is in proper compliance, even as he shows and tells what can happen when safety measures are allegedly not followed. Louisiana Senator David Vitter is pressing too.
I'm mad as hell at BP, like all Gulf Coast residents are, but to shut down every exploratory rig in deep water, 33, and 120,000 jobs or so to boot, isn't punishing BP more. It's punishing the people of the Gulf Coast.
He leases.
The president says he will not lift the moratorium until investigators figure out what happened with BP. If that takes less than 6 months or more, so be it. Maybe investigators will have more of what they need when BP CEO Tony Hayward testifies before a congressional subcommittee. That show will come your way on June 17th. Carol Costello, CNN, Washington.